Hey guys, Joel Wall here today, and what I want to do is give you an inside look into a team meeting that we have at one of our entities over here. And I wanted to really kind of just show you that we do practice what I preach inside of our team and also what I tell you. So today we go over the hunter versus the homemaker or homesteader mentality, how the show Naked and Afraid just comes in clutch every fucking time. Before we hop into the video though, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell so you get all the goodies every time I bring it out. So let's go in. But you guys know there's male and female brain, right? So it's like how men and women think, and they're just different. And you can have a male brain in a female or a female brain in a male. Just because they're gender, it doesn't mean their thoughts and their brain functions the same way. More with this is that what I call it is the hunters versus the homemakers, all right? Because that was the basically the Naked and Afraid, what I could really take away from it. So in business, in life, in all relationships, you have two types of people. You have the hunter or you have a homemaker, okay? So you have someone who prefers to be in the back and make sure that the foundation is set and that everything's good. So in like Naked and Afraid, for instance, you have to make shelter. You have to make a fire. You have to get the firewood. You have to do all the, boiling the water to make sure it's purified so you can drink, just literally making sure your area is safe and clean. All right. Then you also have the hunter who walks out and goes every day and just sits still and then brings home the food. And without each one of these sides, you cannot survive. So I'll say that again, without both of these things, you cannot survive. So if you look at it like in that survival sense, you have a person who goes out every day. Their only job is to make sure that they're bringing food back and putting on a table. All right. And then you have the people who are sitting at the table or sitting at the house, and their only job is to make sure that everything is safe. The shelter is bigger, it's better, it's stronger. The fire is up and it's ready to go. The water, is purified. So that way when the hunters come back, they actually have something to drink. They don't have to go do all that stuff. A lot of times the homemakers, because all the glory is in the hunters. All right. So I'll bring it literally to like what just happened. He was last. He's always last for a reason because he's a hunter. All right. So he's getting opportunities every day to go out and be and kill something and bring it back. So every time when he goes, I brought in ... everybody in the team goes, wow. Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God. Right? That's a natural primitive reaction to a hunter bringing back some type of food so that the tribe can eat. What Nate has to understand as a hunter in his role is that as he's out hunting, he is afforded the luxury to go out and hunt because the people back at the homestead are making sure the fire is running. They're making sure that, the water is purified. They're making sure that the boma or the shelter is taken care of, right? So that while he is sleeping at night, he doesn't have to worry about if it rains or if lions come to the tent or if the fire doesn't have enough wood and it's gonna go out and he's gonna freeze to death. So that's why a lot of times when people try to survive by themselves or build a business by themselves, they fail miserably because they have to do all these tasks. They have to build the foundation, make everything work, and go out and hunt. All right. It's also why being a single parent is incredibly hard because you have to do everything. You have to make sure that everything's done at home and outside the home. The biggest thing in this series now that I'm watching, which I fucking love it because it's adding group dynamics into it. So you're going to see the socioeconomical playing shit. The biggest thing is that the homemakers always feel inferior to the hunters, like for real. Because like this one guy, he went out, he got a catfish and he brought it home. And he's like, look guys, I got a catfish, I'm helping. Because hunters, here's the thing, and you can attest this. You don't go out every day and bring back an animal. You don't go out every day and make a sale. You went last week and you had, a sale on like Monday and then like nothing and then nothing. And then like a big day yesterday, right? And that's the hunter. That's the fucking hard part about it, is that's like, you have to go out every day. You have to be consistent, nonstop, whether you make it and make a sale or you don't. The thing you hate is doing the homestead shit, that thing you hate, dealing with disputes, talking to angry customers, doing customer support, making sure the systems are running, all that shit. You fucking hate it. You just want to go out every morning, say, hey guys, peace, kiss, deuces, and walk out and just and shoot animals and come back home. That's the innate, all right? So the homesteaders oftentimes feel unappreciated because the glory is in the hunt. The glory is in killing that next animal and bringing it back, right? And I didn't realize that I was doing this already subconsciously, but I was praising the homesteaders more than I was the hunter, because it's just, I don't know, it just makes, like, to me, it's just what I was feeling like, all right, it's good because I recognize it. But last night, it really like imbued into my brain and engraved it, was that like, there's a lot of times the support or the back end feels like they're not appreciated. All right, so it's my mission to make sure all of you guys feel appreciated, right? Because just because we can go out and hunt and kill like an impala and we can eat for a week, somebody's still got to be at home getting the firewood. Someone's still got to be at home purifying the water. Someone's still got to be at home making sure that the structure is safe and sound, So as a group, as a unit, we're setting up into two separate divisions because mentally that's who we are, all right? So I'm going to ask you a question, the innate. I'm going to ask you a question and go ahead and unmute and answer it. Do you like doing sales calls? No? Okay. Do you like doing sales calls?
Not that much.
Not that much? So you've actually done them?
No, I just don't know how to do it.
Okay, so do you like talking to random people in English and trying to convince them to buy your guitar lessons?
No.
Okay. Do you like doing sales calls?
I don't ever want to talk to a stranger.
Okay, well. Okay, so as you can see, there are homesteaders, and then Nate, do you like doing sales calls?
I love that shit, dude.
And then you have a hunter.
I will never understand.
But that's what I'm saying, and that's the difference, right? And so it's like, as a group, as a collective, as a team, as a company, we all have roles that we're fitting into, all right? So it doesn't mean that one role is more important than the other. It means that every role is essential for our survival. So that was something that last night, I was like, holy shit. I started talking to my wife, and my wife's like, shut up. I'm trying to like get ready to go to bed. And I'm like, well, babe, like it was just all in my fucking mind. Because it just makes so much sense when you think about it like that. When you think about it, and there's nothing wrong with being a hunter, and there's nothing wrong with being the homesteader. Most people desire to be the hunter, but don't really want to do it because they feel like all the glory's in the hunt, which it is. I mean, dude. Like, remember when I told you Matt Wright and I told you go get a video of him and you watch him, like, dude, he's a badass. He's a hunter. Yeah. So everybody looks at hunting. But if I said, hey, go look at Shane, you're going to look at Shane. He's a 6'7" monster, but he would rather be at home chopping wood, building stuff, and making sure his team is taken care of, right? They're both equally as strong and equally as important, but everyone looks at the hunter and goes, oh my God, what a maniac. Everybody has a massive role to play, and there are going to be times when he brings home massive amounts of sustenance for us, like he did yesterday. He brought in new, but we renewed the old. So we kept the fire going. We kept the shelter built. We kept the water purified so that we can continue. And it was almost as much as what he brought in initially. All right. So that's the importance of everybody, is that guess what happens when Nate doesn't bring in money, when Nate doesn't bring in food, we still have resources that are constantly replenishing themselves because the homesteaders are building the foundation out for our business to maintain this recurring and renewable resource that we have. So everybody's important. Some people have more accountability and responsibilities on them, but at the end of the day, everybody's important.